Hi everybody, how are you? It's Alan Christie here, and we're down at Stoke Fleming in a nice sunny Devon. This is the earliest September and it's demolition day, so we have been prepping this site really for the last kind of year and a half, getting it through planning, in fact probably more like 2 years, which is sad. Getting it through planning, getting all our building regulations done and getting to this point where we can actually start doing something, which is just a great feeling. So we've got the demolition contractors started on site yesterday. They're just really prepping the site. We've got a great little interview with the guy that Aidan did with a guy from the demolition company, so look out for that because that'll be coming as well. Basically what we're going to be doing is dead simple. We've got 6 weeks ahead of us where we're going to be demolishing the site, prepping it and getting ready for actual construction to start. So one of the challenges that we had here on this site was there was quite a lot of asbestos, historic asbestos that was there, and so we've basically we've got to go through a process of taking that asbestos out safely. So that's something that is actually the first 2.5 weeks of work on site is going to be dealt doing that. We had a little issue with the electrics and it was still live, so that's getting disconnected today, so that the guys can actually crack on, and really that's it in terms of where we are now. Demolition right now, construction there. So basically we're looking at this time next year, and we're going to be doing these videos right through it. Probably once a month we'll be down here and we'll be shooting an update like this, so hopefully you will see progress. So please stay tuned as we do this. We'll try and do it from exactly the same spot, although actually we won't, because this is going to be on the site, so it won't look the same at all. Anyway, we'll be doing regular updates, so you will see not only the demolition taking place, you'll also see the construction taking place. So our target construction date conclusion is, I think, the 27th of August from our programme, and that's what we're aiming for. So we're basically putting out upon ourselves right now that ourselves as Discovery Homes building this, we're going to build this complete by the 27th of August next year. The flats, what we're actually building here, just to remind everybody, is we've got 14 apartments that are getting built with a beautiful view towards the sea, which on a day like today is fantastic. Hopefully, you know, if the asbestos survey lady has done her job properly, and she was very extensive, I've got to say, in terms of the way she went through every nook and cranny. Hopefully if she's done her job properly, then we will not get any asbestos surprises. Where do these things happen? So recently I've had another building where we had surprises in pads in behind the radiators. So the only way you actually find those is when you take the radiators off. So that may be small areas, but still that's something that can cause a little bit of delay, particularly if you are doing that after the asbestos guys have gone. Now these guys seem pretty experienced, so I imagine all that kind of stuff will be taking place whilst the guys are on site, because they're on site and they're still doing some other bits and pieces themselves. The other thing that can cause you grief on a job like this is services, because the guys have got to grub the foundations up, they've got to do a whole lot in terms of the footprint of the building, and we know there are services that run underneath the building. There's an electric cable that runs underneath it. There's no gas here, but there's also water under the building, so something like that can be a cause for a delay. Drains that run through, so we know where the drains are. We actually had, just on the site, we had so probably back about a year ago, we had a company out who was doing some bore testings as part of the site investigation. We had to do some additional bore works, and I think in terms of 4 holes that they dug, they managed to break through 3 services, 3 drains and an electric cable in total. 2 drains and electric cable. So we ended up having then to get a further survey done, which was a kind of an above ground, basically a radar type survey that's done on a CAT scan, where all the services were mapped in the site. So we think we've got everything, but you can never be 100% certain until the guys start getting in. So effectively what they're going to be doing is scraping the site all the way back, so all the grass, the vegetation, everything like that will be gone, and they will leave us with a clean site that we will just then stone up and then get ready to start building. Everything, including the foundations, will be grubbed up. Okay. So basically what we should have is an earthen site. You know, and that's where we will be working out from. So as soon as the ground workers come in, they're due to come in on the 14th of October and start then. So they will then be going down to formation level across the build area. So effectively, if you look at the area, we're bringing the building forward a bit. So it's probably going to come forward to about, I don't know if I'm still in shot, but about this line here. So the building itself will be slightly bigger, it'll be slightly wider, but a little bit more squat. In a village like this, so Stoke Fleming's a small village on the edge of an area of outstanding national beauty and close to Dartmouth. It's about a mile away from Dartmouth, but as such, and this part of down the southwest, quite rural, they don't really benefit from great services. I mean, if I kind of look at my phone, I've got 2 bars and 4G. I'm sat here. 4G is great when we're here. But you try to get something better than that. One of the things that we were really keen on was getting super fast broadband for all the apartments. And there's another site that's getting built just for a few houses down the road. And the chap there, I was speaking to him, and he said he'd got GigaClear, company that are fibre providers, who are basically running a line in right through the village. And he gave me the guy's contact details. So I gave him a call and asked if he'd be interested in servicing these 14 flats, which he's very keen to do. So what we're doing, we met today, we had a way leave agreement to sign that basically gives them the right to put their plant in our land. We'll end up doing the work for them and getting paid for that, but basically what they're going to do is they're going to blow in some kind of super fast fibre in from the edge of the road where they're taking a tail from it, and then coming in our land, taking it right the way around the outskirts of the building, of the boundary wall as we put it in. So again, it's just coordinating that as part of the build programme. So because we're going to be building this out ourselves, so we effectively take over. We've got a site manager coming on site labourer, we've got our QS who's working alongside them, and ourselves as well, being regular visitors here. All that needs to be planned and coordinated, and so that's kind of a big part of construction. It's just organising a sequence of events, really. And so it's understanding and agreeing with the fibre company when they need to get their ducting on site and exactly the routes that we need to take. So that whole process we've been talking about really for the last couple of months to get the route agreed. So originally we proposed to them that they went round the outside of the boundary around the hedge line because that's completely out of the way. However, it didn't really suit their purposes because they want to service the site at the back, the homes at the back there, so they were really keen to be on this side. So again, that's why we kind of went through it took a little bit of time, we changed the route to accommodate and yeah, that will happen during the groundworks phase. The ducting will go in sometime probably late November, I would think. So they can service these 14 sites on land that we control. Once they get beyond that, they have to engage with the owner of that site to actually get a way leave from him to then service these other units as well.